Hello.
Hi, hello.
Hi. What should I call you? Is it Beth or Lily Beth?
Beth
Okay.
for
How you
now.
doing?
I'm
All
good.
right, that's great. So, let's start with the interview, Beth. So, hi, Beth. This is Shirley from ESL 101. So, this interview will be recorded. All right. So, if you want to know more about our school, you can ask later after the interview. All right, good. So tell me about yourself.
Um, First and foremost, my name is Lilibeth Ong, and I've graduated as a Bachelor of Science and major in HRM. And I'm already 35 years old. I have two kids, and I'm a former ESL teacher at one of those Japanese school, online school here in Clarksville, Pampanga.
Hmm.
Yeah, so before I became a teacher and an ESL teacher, so I worked in a hotel
Hmm.
like front desk agent for 2 years. But because I've graduated as an HR, that's why I look for a job that is fitted in my um, qualification. So that's all.
Okay, so why did you decide to apply in our school?
Yeah, but because I have already an experience, so I tried to apply in your school. But because um, before, when I am working as an ESL teacher in one of the online school, online schools here in Angeles City, so it is an office job, office based. But I've already have two kids, so it's like um time consuming. So I have to manage my
Hmm.
time, between my kids and my work. So that's why I choose to resign in my past job and then focus first on my kids. So that's why I try to apply for this.
But right now, are you currently employed?
No,
Or
not yet.
okay. So how did you find out that we're hiring new teachers?
Well, I joined in Facebook group for ESL teachers, so I just saw some posts to other English teachers that they are hiring about home-based teachers. That's why I found this your school.
Okay. Do you think you are an introvert or extrovert?
Well, I think extrovert.
Beth, can you speak a little bit louder, please?
I think I'm an extrovert
Mm-hmm.
person, but sometimes when I'm alone, I used to be introvert, or sometimes I want to how can I say, I want to relax, so want to be alone, but not all the time.
Okay. So, how long have you been teaching?
For 1 year and 7 months.
Okay. And that's office based, right?
Yeah.
So, what is your best asset as a teacher?
Well, I think my best asset as a teacher is first of all, I'm not my profession. Teacher is not my profession, but I think teaching is my passion. So I love um I love communicating with other people, and I want to learn, but because I think teaching is not always teaching to other people, but also learning at the same time. So I want to have to communicate with them and give them the best or best motivation how to speak in English, or how 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 I could give them some advices to learn English and to think that English is a universal language. So we have to learn not only other people but also us as a Filipino.
Okay. What is the important or what is the most important characteristic a teacher should possess?
Again, please.
What is the most important characteristic a teacher should possess?
Well, I think teachers should have a lot of patience, and but because you have, if you are a teacher, you have to deal with or handle different kind of students. So patience, I think, is the most important, best characteristic as teacher.
How do you measure a student's learning level?
Again, please.
How do you measure a student's learning level?
Learning level. Well, I think you should motivate the student first, and they should start first self-discipline, I think. But because discipline is also one of the important part of maintaining an effective learning environment and to communicate with each other. So I think motivation, discipline, self-discipline, that's all.
How do you deal with student who has behavior problems in class?
Well, based on my experience, I've already handled with behavioral problems. So um, most of the most of the most of my students have like their elementary level, so they have behavioral problems. So I just like for example, if I am teaching before, so they don't listen to me. So I have to ensure or make sure that I can divert their attention to listen to our lesson, or like make some interesting stories or topics first, and then after that, uh, we will go back with our lesson.
Okay. What do you do when a student doesn't understand the lesson?
If the student didn't understand the lesson, well, I before we start the lesson, I have to ask or tell them that if they don't understand, they should ask for clarification. And then after that, I'll make some questions for them to be able or to make sure that they understand. And if they didn't understand, I will explain again. But after that, just making some sentences or some questions um, just to try if they understand our lesson.
Okay. How do you rate yourself in terms of using technology?
But I think eight, eight
Mhm.
out of 10. I think eight.
Why?
But because when it comes in words, I Microsoft Words, I am good at it. But in other like Excel, I'm not really good at it. But I can start, but not totally good. And in Microsoft, I forgot. I'm so sorry. The other Microsoft, I forgot. Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot. But I think it's eight.
Okay. What are your expectations in our school?
Well, honestly speaking, I don't have any idea on your school, but when I see some post, it's like about your class,
Mm-hmm.
right? So my expectation is um like good employees and employers, good employers, and I think employers who have a higher experience with us, so they can teach us or train us more, so that we can be more effective teachers to the students.
All right. What contribution can you give to our school?
Well, I think maybe I could give my patience, being a hard worker also. I'm also flexible, so I can do multitasking at the same time. So I think the biggest contribution is my patience. So I have a lot of patience with students, but because I think it is very very important, I'm also passionate about teaching. So I think those two characteristics are my biggest contribution to your company or your school.
All right. So give me a reason why we should hire you.
Well, you should hire me because I'm not. I can't say that I'm not overqualified, but I have also some backgrounds, or based on my experience, I have already handled students.
Mm-hmm.
So that is one of my qualifications, or yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, that's good enough. Thank you, Beth. So this is my feedback for today's interview. To be honest with you, we're actually looking into teachers to have like a better accent, as much as possible, because our students are professionals, working professionals. Most of them are, almost of them are adults. We just have a few young learners, and once they hear your voice alone or your accent, they will just automatically say, oh yes, I want, if let's say you just have a demo teaching, and if they just hear your voice, they will automatically say, oh yes, so when is your available schedule? But in your case, do you have this distinct accent? It's somewhat like neutral. Yeah, so for now, I need to deal with the head of the school if she would accept your application for now. Let's see. Okay, so I've already contacted the head of school, Beth. I'm sorry, but I cannot schedule a demo class or demo teaching for you, so I'm gonna pass for now.
It's okay, Miss Shirley,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much too for your interest of applying in our school. But if in the future, if the school is growing bigger and you really improve a lot, then definitely you could apply again in our school. Yeah, because anytime we'll be needing teachers, so you just need to work on with your accent, but how you answer questions somewhat, yeah, it shows that you have an experience with teaching online. So that's one of the assets, like you mentioned, that we should hire you. But like I've said, we're actually looking into the accent of our teachers for now. Alrighty, that's good. Well, thank you so much, Beth. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye now.